broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
That's right, guys. It is Saturday Night Live with Chris Rock and Prince on tonight, season 40, episode 5. I'm committing to that, episode 5. I'm committing to it. It is episode 5.
Right.
Even though I don't know.
You commit?
I mean, I know it's technically an episode, but my feelings for it are very mixed, and I'm not too happy about it. But I'll get into that in just a moment, guys. I'm Roya Taheri. I'm your host, and joining me today, we have a very special guest. I don't even like how there's so much I can use to describe you, but I'm gonna go with awesomeness. How does that work?
Okay. Yes.
Tom Lenk, awesomeness.
Trademark it.
Yes. Our circle bomb. Yes. Everyone, Tom Lenk, everybody.
Hi. What's up?
Hey.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you for joining us. And of course, Kelly is in his house.
Hey, Kelly McInerney. I'm back.
I don't know why I got so gangster on you guys.
It's all
In
good.
his house. Is that gangster? Anyways. You know what? Let's just jump right into the cold open.
Dive in.
Super awkward.
Let's not dip our pinky toes.
Just go
Dive
in.
right.
I want
yeah.
to immerse myself into the world of SNL.
Let's do it.
At least for just
Do you want
like
some
45 minutes.
Ebola? Because that's what the topic is for the first cold open. With the,
Oh yeah, top of the show. A Bulls, as I like to abbreviate it.
the Kelly file, as played by Cecily Strong, and Bobby is the mayor, Christy.
Governor.
Governor. I'm sorry, Governor.
Yeah.
New Jersey, rapping
I know,
over here.
I know my stuff.
What did you guys think of this cold open?
It was kind of a slow roll. It was when Kate McKinnon finally showed up. She brought the laughs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I was into it. I'm like, yes.
I feel like she held this episode a lot, you know?
But she wasn't very much into this
Yeah,
episode.
I wanted more of her.
Yeah.
And it started with Cecily was playing the Fox anchor.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling that, and the Governor.
Bobby was all right with his delivery of the lines. He plays that character before. He's done it. He's still the same. But I agree with you. When Kate McKinnon came on, I was like, okay.
Well, the actors they were nailing their characters. Like, 'cause I love them both as performers. It just was like finally you got some funny writing.
Yeah.
I wrote down her joke when she said, "I'm just an affable jamoke from the old neighborhood." Jamoke. I'd never heard that. I don't care if I have Ebola. I'll ride my damn bike. She just nailed it.
Yeah.
We just were waiting for that part.
Yeah.
I liked her little line about this Halloween. I handed out individual M&Ms. I don't care. With my bare hands. Like, that was great. But it was, to me, it's a forgettable cold open. I'm gonna forget about it.
There's not many memorable cold opens, though.
I'm gonna be
unless like politics season.
I'm gonna be
That's
honest.
fair.
Whenever it's a political cold open, I'm on the fast forward. I don't know why. It makes me uncomfortable. For some reason, it takes a. I don't know.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
because they don't cross the line that you want them to cross. Instead, they're teeter-tottering between that line of this could be funny if we go way past it and make it crude or
Yes.
whatever. But they're not. They're like, hey, this is what we have, but we're not gonna do what you think we're gonna do.
I think also my brain goes, oh, politics, boring.
Yeah.
So I just kind of shut off. But yeah.
They're dipping their toes into they're not going head.
They were dipping pinky
They
toes.
need to go big.
You just jump in.
Jump cannonball.
Jump.
Yeah, and Kate McKinnon cannonballed the heck into. Can we say bad words on here?
Yeah.
I don't know what is it like. There's just certain performers when they're doing a character, you experience the joy that they're feeling while they're doing it. I just feel like every time I watch her, it comes through that you really know what she's making fun of in that moment.
She's lovable, and her energy is there for sure.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she reminds me of like Kristen Wiig, or even like maybe Amy Poehler a little bit too.
Yeah, she reminds me of Sherry O'Terry, like that kind of wacky character.
When she's doing a character, you experience the, oh man, she's really doing this character dead on, but there's also a little bit of her coming through, so you get to see her commentary on it, which I love.
Yeah.
So what would you guys grade this cold open? Letter grade system. That's how we do it here in AfterBuzz.
I gave it a C.
C+.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, see, I gave it a C+ when I was watching, like, and then I gave it a B- because of Kate McKinnon's character. So I upgraded.
I support you on that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yay. Now we move on to Chris Rock's monologue. There's a lot of controversy about this monologue. People are saying they hated it, that it was just not funny.
Really?
Yeah, I was reading up on it. And I get their points. Like, what he was bringing up, they were old topics, but they're still...
Some of them, but some of them were kind of like the marathon.
That was a year and a half ago.
Oh, was it?
But I think
it was yesterday or something. Yeah, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was the New York Marathon
one. I thought you meant the Boston one.
Oh no!
I think that's way too topical. I feel like I maybe seen one of the bit about the guns before. The thing that I loved was that he was not looking at the camera. He was not reading a teleprompter. He was looking at that audience, and he was just doing stand up. Mm-hmm. And I think, some people, he can be polarizing with his humor because he is shining a light on what's really happening.
Yeah.
And really getting people to laugh about things that they're not comfortable with. And so I think the beginning of his monologue it took you a minute because he just kept saying 26 miles, 26 miles. And then once you got to that, what the joke was there.
So good.
I was just in, and he had me. The whole thing about I'm not going to go up in the new Freedom Tower.
Yeah, it's so true.
Was amazing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the gun getting the, saying don't use guns, and then the death threats he got, and then I need a gun.
Yeah.
I just love, I love him. He is so funny, and I love that he is pressing people's buttons. And I love that there was controversy.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the opening monologue can be so,
boring.
Like, oh, here's a funny song I'm doing. Or
uncomfortable. Like, I like how this is a stand-up. He did stand-up because that's what he's good at,
Yeah.
Make the whole point of a monologue is showing the people how they are in person, kind of, right? Like introducing you to the host, them as themselves, not forcing them to do a weird song, Well,
sure. I think a lot of times the hosts, they don't have experience doing stand-up comedy or monologues or anything, so they kind of go like, hey, what's your comfort zone? You want to do a little song, you want to make it more of a skit, have audience interaction, stuff like that. I love that he was a baller, as they say about it.
That's true. He really was. And even though the crowd wasn't getting it, or maybe they were uncomfortable, I was still on my couch laughing when he was saying something. I
loved it.
Oh, Kitty, you see that? Oh, yeah. So I really enjoyed it. There was a line that he said that there are no sacred days in America. We commercialize everything. So true. We do.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing about the MLK sales and get your Toda nearly free. It just was spot on for me. I was into it.
I love the World Trade Center one. That was my favorite. Because I'm from New Jersey, but I still was okay with that. Because it's so true. I'm not going to go in the new one either.
I have to say, Danny did text me. Danny's not here, obviously, or else he would be here. He's stuck in Arizona. But he did tell me what he thought about the monologue. And he said he actually hated it. I thought it was obvious that it wasn't received well by listening to how quiet the audience was until they started laughing near the end. So... that was Danny's take on it.
I don't know.
Who are the people signing up to be in the audience of the SNL? It's gonna be.
It's a lottery. It's random.
Yeah. It's gonna be tourists.
Or you do the standby line and wait for a sleepover Friday night to get tickets Saturday morning.
I want to do that.
I did that twice.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bill Hader and James Franco. Yeah.
Nice.
What was the crowd?
Not Bill Hader.
I was gonna say.
Zach Galifianakis. Bill Hader came out and said hi to everybody.
What was the audience like there?
Good. Yeah, people.
What was there diversity? I feel like maybe that was something that was missing. Is that Chris Rock performs for a very diverse audience? Was that they're, you know,
I mean, it's the same type of crowd. Like, there's not much diversity. If
a
that's
bunch of white people from out of town. There we go.
or like old people that have been doing it years. With their
Okay,
sleeping
that's
bags.
why they weren't laughing. It's going over their head.
College NYU students, sometimes they do that.
We gotta admit that this year for SNL and the last years, we have a new audience that's watching. So they have to target for their humor, and there's a lot of people that used to watch SNL, and they're like, oh, maybe we'll come back and we'll watch it. And it's not as funny as it used to be, because it's obviously different writers, but they're aiming at different people. We gotta remember that.
What are they aiming at?
I feel like a younger crowd, for
Isn't
sure.
that what they're always aiming at?
Yeah, but...
Also, definitely minorities. Like, they want more African American viewers. I think definitely because of like.
Yeah, well, there was all that
Weekend
controversy
Update.
surrounding, you know, them not hiring an African American female. All that stuff happened. The thing that I was noticing, since we did have so much diversity in this episode as far as the performers, I love who's the new girl?
Leslie?
What's her last name? Jones.
Jones.
Joan.
Jones.
Leslie
Okay.
Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
I am in love with her.
She's the best. Yeah.
But I thought I had, and this is a thought I've had previously, it was the whole discussion about the diversity on the show has been black and white. And I just want to like scream, there are humorous Mexican people, Asian, there's so many other things like, and I get mad when they, you know, did Bobby play Kim Jong?
Yeah.
Like, come on. That is not cool. That's not cool.
What
to
about
do.
when Fred Armisen was Obama? Did you not like that?
Well, it did make me it made me feel funny because I feel like it should have been an African American guy playing that part. But I don't know. What's his ethnic background? He has sort of
Spanish.
a mixed race.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what his...
I know he's Spanish. Yeah, I think.
I just feel like they get
not
away
sure.
with a lot of sort of inappropriate ethnic whitewashing on the show.
Yeah, poop humor is usually potty humor, I guess
Yeah.
I should say. Which
But-
I actually giggle at, I'm not gonna lie.
Me too.
Well, there's a major potty humor moment later I'm sure we'll get to.
But I agree with the diversity. Like, and people tried to be like, what about like more Mexican people? You know,
We're never gonna be
females.
happy. Let's
Yeah.
just be honest. There's gonna be people that are gonna want more of this, more of that, more of this. Not everyone's gonna be happy.
it's always like white guys are dominating comedy, and they're trying to, especially with SNL, like the writers, the lead writers, head writers, Colin Jost. So takes time. Apparently 40 years.
Well, I just feel like in 40 years, has there been, I mean, I should do my research on this. Has there been a Latino cast member?
Horatio Sands.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. But we can only name one
Maybe I
in all
don't
the
think
years.
Fred Armisen is.
And has there been an Asian American performer on the show?
No.
That just makes me think.
Fred Armisen is his dad. His mom is from Venezuela, and
There we go.
his dad
Oh, thank
was
God.
born in Germany of half Japanese descent.
Okay.
you
Oh,
go.
there we go.
Thank you.
Well,
Thanks, Sean.
I need to obviously need to do my research.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, they could. It's sad that we can only think of one or two. So anyway, dear SNL, please diversify it more. Thank you. Love,
Yeah.
Tom.
So for Chris Rock's monologue, what did you guys give it? Letter grade?
I gave it a B+.
A minus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it an A. I mean, to me, A minus A is, yeah,
Yeah.
works for me. Cool. All right, so let's move on to the first sketch with Chris Rock in it. How to Dance with Janelle.
Fast
Hashtag fall.
forward.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Jarrett's Room mixed with like Wayne's World, like
But not as funny.
exactly.
Yeah.
The only thing that really I enjoyed was Kyle Mooney's character when he was that awkward 15-year-old boy getting turned on by his
Yeah,
friend. and
pillow
he's-
over the
yeah,
lap
yeah.
is always funny to me.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that. I just thought, what's her name? I can't remember.
Sashir.
Sashir. If you're gonna go for some slutty dance, like really go for your slutty dance moves.
Commit.
Yeah, really go for it. I just thought that was again dipping the toe in.
I feel like this is gonna sound really creepy, but I felt like she should have had a little bit more scandalous of clothing.
Yeah, I just thought it didn't get slutty enough to be
Yeah.
concerned. Have a concerned father be.
Yeah.
And it made
Upset.
it uncomfortable because it's like, is this supposed to be like her being really sleazy or not? Because it was kind of in the middle.
It was supposed to be her not knowing that she had grown bosoms or got curves and was attracted to was attractive to people.
Yeah.
That awkward, that moment when we get the growth spurt.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey.
I just feel like there was a way to do that
Have you heard of
funnier.
vaping? Is that what it was called?
Vaping?
Hashtag vaping, yeah.
Is vaping just like those vapor cigarettes?
That's what I thought.
No, there was the
Weed?
hashtag that Chris Rock, the dad, was trying to figure out what it meant, and so he called Jay Farrell, the brother. He's like, hey, what does this mean?
Oh, fapping.
Vaping. Oh, how do you say it?
Fapping.
Like,
Isn't that like
jerking off.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. And so
I've
like,
heard
oh,
it, but I can't.
I was
What
afraid
is?
to Google it.
Is it an acronym? Is it FAP? Is it
I think it's just the sound, right?
frigging? No, I can't come up with anything. Okay.
Out of this sketch, I was glad that because she was wearing a hashtag flawless shirt, and she had a hashtag word that they use hashtags in their sketch. So I thought that would have been kind of useless if they had a hashtag on her shirt and they didn't even do any hashtags with it, especially when she's 15 and on the internet. Which, P.S., fathers should not be letting a 15-year-old stream on the internet.
Yeah.
Just saying. Especially reading those comments. Come on, father.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Also, I feel like I'm just a little hashtagged out as far
Yeah.
as comedy goes right now.
Fair. So what did you guys give this?
C minus.
C minus or maybe a D.
Yeah.
I gave it a B minus because of Kyle's pillow movement and awkwardness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll go up to C minus for the pillow move. Also, I just didn't think they gave Chris Rock enough to do.
Yeah, and I feel like he just read the lines. He wasn't really into it, you know? I don't know.
And the sketch stopped moving after he started dancing. It just didn't. I was like, where are they going to go with this? Again, they can't end a sketch properly.
Did he? I fast forwarded, to be honest. As soon as he was back looking at the computer, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. I got it. Moving
Yeah.
on.
And unfortunately, my TV, the sound's a little bit off with the video. So when he was hitting the buttons, it didn't match with mine. So I was like, meh, ruining it for me. Danny really loved this sketch. He told me. So.
Danny, what?
I know.
Who is this Danny? And can I have a word?
Well, this is why
So he hated the monologue and he loved that
Yes.
sketch. Well, do you text him that he's got terrible taste?
I will right now send him a text.
No,
and,
don't. I don't like to make people mad. I'm sorry. I love the show. I love SNL.
So we got our first digital short, video, GoPro video, the GoProbe.
So yes, but here's
Go deeper.
the potty humor moment.
I thought it was clever, but I feel like it could have been better. Like, way more crazier. I feel like the intro was too long because I thought it was a GoPro commercial for like the first minute or so.
Yeah.
They didn't get deep.
Yeah, I was
intended.
I was fast forwarding and I had to rewind it. I'm like, oh, this is the show. Okay.
Yeah.
I love potty humor. I'm very excited about it, but I just felt like, really, how many more sort of anal probe jokes can we do? Really, you're gonna put the whole camera up there? No, and then the big film projector and the ooh, it just was. I was slightly offended. I thought it was slightly.
Made you clench your butt a little bit.
Well, it just was like, come on. I couldn't get into that.
Okay, that's fair. I gave it a B minus.
I gave it a C just because, it was. It could have been better. Good
Taryn-
idea, but.
At least we finally had Taryn in a sketch.
Yes. I mean, and Taryn,
after two.
Yeah.
Taryn, what I love about Taryn is that he is always, when he's doing comedy, you're also like, oh my God, you're an incredible actor at the same time. But I also felt it was kind of, it was just like, I felt like it was a little bit homophobic, in like homophobic undertones in the whole like probing thing. I wasn't into it.
Okay. That's fair. What did you guys think of the next sketch of How's He Doing? The rating of Obama.
Boring.
Again, can I please give Chris Rock more to do, please? He's the
Yeah.
host.
What really kind of bothered me was when they were introducing all the characters that were on the panel or whatever, Chris Rock was the only one that was like, Heidi-ho, or whatever he said. I don't think he said Heidi-ho, but all the other ones are like, I get they're supposed to be stern, but they should be like, hello. Good evening.
Like,
Yeah.
but also, were you sitting there going, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Can we go do this faster, please?
Yes.
Like, we know you have a character name, and you're just dive in, get to the action, please.
Kenan was very good in the sketch. He was very energetic. I think he was the only one that had energy in it, to be honest. I love that Leslie Jones was in the sketch. But it fell flat for me.
I feel like it doesn't matter how he's doing because he's got one more term. Like, he's finishing up his last term. Who cares? You don't vote for him next time around. So what does it matter?
You do know this is a recurring sketch, right?
Is it?
Yeah, they've done this before.
I don't even remember it.
Did it with
That's
Kerry
how
Washington
memorable
last
it
year.
is.
He had one funny thing when he introduced Chris Rock's character and said he's from the network, which made me laugh.
Yeah.
But I just wanted I don't know. I just wanted more fully committed, richer characters, so to speak.
I feel like this whole episode lacked commitment. Especially there's one other scene I'll mention, when we get to it, but there was not much commitment from a lot of the performers. They could have went so much harder. Kate McKinnon was the only one I feel like that was really into each character that she did, but I don't know. I feel like everybody was just doing lines.
I felt like
saying lines. They should have been doing
Lines, yes, that may have helped.
Bring their energy up.
For this sketch, I felt like it was their opportunity to really get racy and just say stuff and make us feel really uncomfortable.
I know,
Or
you have
in general.
Chris Rock, and the show is like all these, professors of, just like it's supposed to be the cream of the crop, African American movers and shakers, and I just felt like it didn't deliver.
It was like the Madagascar for SNL. I mean, I love that cartoon, but it was for children, It's like,
I
no?
never saw
The
it.
one with the penguins?
It's with
The penguins are a spin-off of it.
Oh, okay, got it.
Penguins are the amazing part. Anyways,
And Chris Rock, he's what? He's
the zebra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel weird. Anyways, in this sketch though,
What do we grade that one?
well, there was one line that saved it for me.
Okay.
It was unfortunately near the end. It was when they say Obama's kids are giving attitude back, and the line is, "Shut up, bitch. We're watching Scandal."
Yes,
that was
yes.
the line.
That did save it.
But not that much.
And Leslie's character too had some funny stuff at the end of it too.
It just sucked that it was at the end. It's like, come on, and yeah. They mentioned Scandal twice in this episode.
Those writers love Scandal.
Apparently,
Oh, I love scandals.
I don't know if
I'm
that was
not
maybe
caught up. Don't spoil anything.
I haven't watched it. I know, I need to get into it.
Are you too busy watching How to Get Away with Murder? Because that show, oh my God,
I need to get into that one too.
There's so okay. I'm sorry. That's a whole.
okay.
Can I come back and talk about that show?
So yes, definitely.
Yeah.
B- is what I gave it.
Ugh.
No.
I'm too nice, guys. I'm Canadian. What can I say?
Yeah.
Too nice.
Oh,
Yeah, you
And I
are.
wish I had great
You're
grades.
so Canadian right now with your niceness. C-.
Me too. That's what I gave it.
Guys, it's just because when I was in school, I wanted good grades. So even though I wasn't up to par, this is my reflection.
Yeah, but these didn't deserve good grades.
But you know what? They work really hard. They tried.
Spelling
There's
errors.
effort.
Spelling.
So we finally get to our first and only performance of the night because Prince breaks history for SNL and performs 8 minutes, and he does 1 song, 2 song, 3 song, 4 songs, and he performs with his new band Third Eye Girl.
I'm so excited to talk about this. Okay.
Take it away.
First, I love his whole new thing, his hair, the 3 glasses.
Sunglasses.
I just love it's so it's crazy. It's out there. It's so weird. But I just love that the band just looked like it was out of Mad Max. There was it looked like a nun to his right, like she had a hood on, sort of like a nun playing guitar, and then there was a couple road warrior ladies with a shape.
Yes.
It just the whole energy of it is insane. I love that he started with a weird sort of smooth jazz with that lady singing.
Yeah.
It was like woo, 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 woo. Her vibrato was like very like sort of slow, like woo, 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 woo. It was crazy town, and then. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let you guys talk.
No, keep going.
Yeah, because I don't have much to say.
It just was it was crazy to me. And the weird thing about Prince is, yes, you are a mad genius, insanely talented, but at some point you just want him to play something sort of catchy. Like it's all very intelligent music. And I hate saying like, just play. I was like, just play Bat Dance. At this point, I would love Bat Dance, just because it's very heady music. So it was crazy in a good way, I guess.
It was very Prince, I feel like.
It was very Prince.
Did you guys catch that his guitar didn't work? It wasn't plugged in properly the first time.
Well, I noticed
Yeah.
on his Prince sign, I'm like, what is that cord doing just dangled over
Whoops.
the curly Q? Yeah, was it not plugged in at all?
Yeah, he had to fix it. But what's cool is that he was cool about it. He's like, oh, cord. All right, yeah, get back into it. He was very smooth about it. I'm sure afterwards someone got murdered.
The confusing thing was that they billed it as a 8-minute jam session. It really was just a medley. I didn't feel like he was, that there was like back and forth and I'm going to riff and now you're going to. That's what I think of when I think of a jam session.
Kind of sounded all the same to me. I didn't know there was 4 songs. I also did watch this at 8 o'clock in the morning today. So, but I don't know. I wanted it to be crazier, but he's like cool crazy in that he doesn't do
He's too cool for
like,
cool.
Wow.
It was a commercial crazy. Did you see him on New Girl?
Yeah,
No, I did not see that episode.
the Super Bowl episode.
Fascinating.
I wanted him to be in a sketch because he was in New Girl, so I was like, oh, maybe because he did that, he'll do a sketch. Or
Nope.
the Beyonce one.
Yeah, I wanted that one too.
The other thing about Prince that confuses me is his commitment to, I think, like fake there was definitely fake lashes or a lot of mascara, eyeshadow, and very feminine. He does embrace his feminine side in a really great way. But then as I was doing research for this, I was noticing some things like he was sort of gay. There was what was I on Gawker? It was like gay phobic on Arsenio Hall. So I don't know, and some things he was misquoted about not supporting gay marriage and whatnot. So I was having a little bit of like, what? Well, I guess it's because, was he a Jehovah's Witness or something? What's his?
I don't even know.
Anyway, so there was like not to get political, like the opening of this episode, because I'll make myself sleepy, but there's a weird tension between his sort of embracing of the weird and different, but then his weird conservativeness that maybe stems from his religion. So I don't know what that's all about. I don't want to make anyone mad, but it was a weird performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I mean, I like when artists use the stage and they make it into something different. You don't think you're at SNL. You're watching them perform, which we did. If you think about it.
Also, did it feel like you were at a party and all the lights were on? It was a weirdly very lit, and it looked like they were just kind of in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
I was kind of confused by that. Like,
Yeah.
give me a fog machine and some lights that sort of bring me in. It was just like a weird corner of
Yeah.
with this weird nun, his lady nun, and his road warriors.
Did like his glasses though, because
Yeah.
it went with the band. Mm-hmm.
And I
Clever.
was actually kind of looking at his height ratio to the other girls, and I was kind of curious if you'd be like, no, you must be shorter than me, or not. Anyways.
He's a tiny man.
Yeah.
Do you think he like keeps them in his garage? Those women, like, did he discover them and say, "Hey, I want to be in a band with you"? And they're like, "Yeah, Prince, you can be in our band." Or do you think he sort of grooms people and then says, "Okay, now this is what you'll be called, and you're gonna wear this full-length hoodie, and you're gonna shave the side of your head"? Like, what do you think?
I don't know.
If he wanted me to stay in his garage or basement, wherever he would lock me in, I'd be cool with that because I'm sure it'd be really nice and pretty and awesome. I'll do whatever he would do.
Locked up
Yeah.
in his house.
I bet they have pinball machines. Guarantee. I don't know why.
Prince themed probably.
Yeah.
Little
Hey.
Red Corvette pinball.
Purple Rain playing in the background.
Oh yeah, definitely Purple Rain one.
Wouldn't you have killed for him to play Purple Rain?
Oh
Yes.
my god, so badly.
Anyways, so performance 8 minutes. It was history making. Do you guys want to grade it? It was great.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it a letter P for Prince and purple.
I'm gonna give it.
Hand symbols, awesome.
Yep, symbols.
Prince sign.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't like that he left either.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying.
He just took off.
yeah.
No curtain call for Prince. He doesn't stick around to bow.
Peace out, mother. Anyways, weekend update. It was short, which is surprising. You would think that
There
they
was no guest or any. There was no.
There was two. We had Pete Davidson, who is their young person perspective, which they brought him in the first episode of this season. He's a new cast member.
He's only 20.
His voice. I was not expecting his voice to come out of his body. It's very interesting. I felt. Now I'm like getting my words. Like I got weirdly like conservative. I'm like, oh, he's talking about such dirty things? He was talking about condoms and his texting pictures of his penis to his mom. I couldn't tell if that was a skit rooted in truth. Like, is he that weird of a guy that he did send a picture to his mom?
Well, he's a stand-up comedian. That's how they found. So I feel like it's that type of joke. Like you're not sure.
I feel like that's one of his. I feel like that's one of his routines that he does.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch the line when he was saying to the doctor, like, "Oh, you're my best friend. Does that mean Daddy's coming home?"
Yes, I did. Yeah. Yes, that was good.
If you guys don't know this, so far in this episode we talked about 9/11. Chris Rock, he in his monologue mentioned 9/11.
Yeah.
What do you think? Because Pete, his father, was a fireman on 9/11. He passed away.
Oh.
He went into the tower.
Oh.
There were some articles online about it saying, what do you think Pete Davidson thought about Chris Rock's humor about 9/11? But then he also made this little joke in his humor, like in his line on Weekend Update. Is Daddy coming home?
Oh, I didn't even get that.
I just made this a really dark and Debbie Downer moment, guys.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure if that was his, just part of the script of Is Daddy Coming Home, or if he was alluding to his own.
I don't think.
Because then he started cracking up, though. You remember, he almost started losing it, like laughing wise, not emotional.
I think he didn't mind Chris Rock's.
Yeah. I don't think he minded. I think from what I read, is that the way he but got used to the loss of his father was by humor.
Yeah.
Was using humor and to express his feelings. So
I feel like if you're a real stand-up comic, nothing is off limits.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And people don't want to apologize for jokes. I think if he himself as a stand-up comedian, he would be understanding of that.
Yeah. You find humor in sad things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's probably what he did. Made a joke about it.
I feel like I just brought down the mood, guys.
I know.
I'm so sorry.
Because stand-up comics, they're a lot of them come from a very dark place. So,
well, I really liked how he talks about the lamb skin, and he's like, "Lamb is so expensive." The
$60 condom.
It's like when it's $6.99 for a plate at whatever place for lamb and rice.
I kind of needed some sort of like safety advisement after that. I was like, this, okay, I don't want the teenagers watching that show to get the wrong idea.
Mm-hmm. So would you guys grade his little bit, or did you?
I didn't grade him, but who was there another?
There was also Cat Williams and Sage Knight.
Suge Knight.
Oh, I didn't know. I fast forwarded through that part because it just was not making me laugh.
I feel like it's just old news, Cat Williams. I guess apparently he has new news, but he's just crazy. We get it. He's been crazy for a while. We don't really care about him. He's not a celebrity that, even though he's still crazy, we're still like, ooh, let's see how crazy you are. Like Miley Cyrus when she was big and crazy.
Here's my thing. Cat Williams, after Drake hosted and he did a Cat Williams impression, Jay does a great Cat Williams, 100% awesome. But Drake I loved it, and I want Drake to keep that as his impression, and I don't want anyone else to do it anymore. So for me, I just kept seeing Drake, and it wasn't Drake. And I'm like, I want Drake. So that's what fell short for me, is because I kept comparing it when Drake was doing the impression, and I just wanted Drake back doing Cat Williams instead of Jay.
Yeah, I was not captivated by that. It just was not tickling my...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I do love the host. I love they're both kind of weirdly sort of deadpan and not under-energized, but it's like a real laid back. Mm-hmm. I just love staring at...
Colin or Michael?
Colin, what's his last name?
Jost.
His little face with his teeth.
Yeah.
Just kind of like staring at that. And then what's the new guy's name?
Michael Che. He's from the Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
I love him. I don't know what it is about his energy that draws me in. He's so laid back and cool. And I love I love staring at both of their faces. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I'm into it.
I feel like they keep it real. You know, it's jokes, but they just keep it kind of real.
Yeah.
There's not many. They don't have like a funny attitude to it. They just say it. I don't know.
Yeah, they don't really seem to like laugh at it or break the way other hosts have in the past, which is a whole new flavor for that segment.
Yeah,
I like it.
I love the new Weekend Update. I feel like it improved vastly, but I'm not a Seth Meyers fan. That's why I dislike Seth.
I do enjoy Seth.
Well, did you guys catch when Michael Che was saying something, but he like stumbled over his words, and he's like, "Prince, everybody," and we didn't see it. Was Prince maybe cutting through when he was trying to read the cue cards? Maybe was a line of that.
Maybe because it was after the
performance. So yeah, maybe Prince was piecing out at that time. Maybe that's when he left. Everybody, Prince has left the building.
Probably just was like the. He probably flew away.
He flew away. He got onto his flying guitar, just like a rainbow
with doves
shot
coming
out.
out.
Doves shot out. A purple rainbow.
So even though it was a short weekend update, I really actually did enjoy it. It was short, but I thought it was a good weekend update. Like we said, it's going up. It's not going down. Maybe it's right now. It's flatline. Oh no, it's flatline means it's dead, but it's.
I'm gonna give it a B+. I think it's got room for improvement, but it's gone places.
Yes, I agree.
I gave it a B because there have been better ones, but I still like it.
So what did you guys think of Shark Tank with the ISIS trying to get some backing?
Oh,
another one Kate McKinnon kind of held, like, saved.
Anytime, because her impression of that lady, I don't know how she got the timbre of her voice to sound exactly like that woman. Now I'm doing Regis. But it was just it was exactly that lady. She just really captured it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Also, at that point, I was just getting angry because I kept thinking, I need Chris to have more funny things to do. I didn't feel like he got to shine in that skit.
Yeah.
I liked how they were trying to push the envelope with ISIS. I did not expect ISIS to come in.
It was shocking. I thought I was unshockable, but that was a moment where I'm like, oh, I'm not comfortable right now. This seems bad, but I don't know. What do you think how did that skit end?
I actually, even though they suck at ending stuff, I thought they ended this one. I approved this ending.
Because they called the cops, basically, and got ISIS.
FBI,
yeah.
They got $30 million from them. Kenan did it.
Yeah.
You know what it was for me? I just was uncomfortable, and it came up later with the bank sketch. I just was uncomfortable with the amount of guns during a comedy show. I don't know. Maybe I'm just sensitive to that right now. I just feel like I don't know if I need to see that when I'm trying to have a laugh.
Okay.
That's fair.
I feel like they could have went crazier again. I feel like commitment was another big thing with ISIS. They were just kind of normal-ish. And I feel like this is a great stance. They could be really stereotypical terrorists, and it would have been funnier.
Well, I don't think they could. It was just that was going to push too many racial buttons because they don't necessarily have anyone of the right ethnic background to play those parts. I don't know.
I feel like that doesn't, like, SNL does that still, though, because even though they don't have the right races sometimes, they still, like how we were just talking with.
Yeah, they were doing accents, but they were sort of, I don't know, geographically untraceable accents.
Do you think they would have still done a sketch if Nassim was still on the show? Yeah.
If they still would have done it?
If she was on there, do you think they would have used her somehow, even though she's a woman? And
probably, because she
wouldn't have that.
I think she's really great at committing to characters like that, like. So I feel like she would have brought a cool accent, and it would have been a lot funnier than the other. Like Kyle Mooney, I feel like he just doesn't commit harder. You know, I don't know.
Well, let's move on to Swiftamine.
Swiftamine, yes. You know what? I feel like anytime we're watching something that they film, it's always 10 times funnier than the rest of the show.
Yeah.
That maybe because I was forced to listen to Taylor Swift's new album today, I was on board with that.
So did you get vertigo?
Sketch. No, because I was not enjoying it. But that was a funny one.
I gave an A because I'm like, we all feel that way when we hear a song. We start singing, we're like, no.
Yeah.
And you know what? Haters are gonna hate. Hate.
You could just say hate once, Taylor.
Now it's gonna be in my head again.
So,
did you hear the "Welcome to New York" song?
No,
yet?
I really don't want it. I heard people from New York hate it because she's like, she's not from New York, but she lives there now, and so.
Oh, I mean, I read the article that was like, Taylor, you can't be like, welcome to New York. You don't have a New York experience. You just came in with all your millions of dollars, and you have this happy, like it's not that easy of a city. You have not earned it. You've not earned it, Taylor.
You're not Jay-Z.
No.
Empire State of Mind.
No.
That was a good one.
So what'd you guys give this one?
I give that an A.
Sweet.
I gave it B+.
Okay.
I liked
You're
it.
a tough teacher, man. I'm glad you're not my teacher. Anyways, so the anniversary couple, I don't really want to spend too much time on this one because to me, I thought it was the worst sketch of the night. Leslie, I'm glad she was one of the lead people and her and Chris had a sketch together, but they fumbled their lines. It seemed unrehearsed.
Yeah, there was a lot of bumbling and fumbling in that sketch, and I am really into her as a performer, and God knows, I mean, I don't know if I could ever function as an actor under that kind of pressure of crazy rehearsals, things getting cut, and you're like, now here's the new version, and you're reading it off of cue cards that night, so it must be freaking insane.
Yeah.
But and that was towards the end of the show, and there's still not a solid sketch for Chris Rock to show off it, and I thought it
was another old man.
Yeah, this was the one I mentioned earlier about commitment. I feel like this one, it could have been so, because the lines, if you listen to some of the dialogue, it's so funny, but they were delivered so terribly. Like, Leslie could have killed it because she's great at playing crazy ladies. Why couldn't she have been crazier? And Chris Rock plays crazy characters too. I don't understand why it was just very like talking instead of like, you know?
Yeah.
My friends that were watching it with me today said, oh, this feels like a sketch from the 80s. Like, it was weird. It had a very dated energy to it. Even the set dressing seemed very I don't know what it was.
Yeah, and the pacing was off too.
Yeah.
Like, it's rare for SNL to have a good written sketch, because I thought it was pretty good written, but the performance was terrible. It's usually the other way around.
Fair. I gave it a D+.
Yeah, I mean,
because I don't want to give anything a D. I know how that feels.
I'm going on pass fail from now. I'm just gonna give it
So bank robbery. Oh, I'm sorry, Kelly. What'd you give?
Oh, I gave it a B- because I did
lines?
like the line. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, we're short on time, guys. I'm just trying to brush up the last
sorry.
two ones we have.
I got too political. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I want to talk about you. That's why. Okay, so bank robbery. This is a Good Neighbor sketch.
Was it really?
What does
Good
that
Neighbor?
mean? What's Good Neighbor?
Kyle Mooney, Beck Bennett. They are.
So is that like the new Lonely Island?
Exactly.
thing?
Yeah, and apparently it's been in the vault for a while. They just now started using it. Read that online.
This bank robber one? I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of went on a little too long at some points, but that's how their sketches are. They make you feel awkward with how long it goes.
It did make me feel weird and funny, and took a while to figure out like what's the funny part. Again, I just was thrown off. Like the guns was making me feel weird, but it was funny. There, what's her name?
Adie Bryant.
Adie Bryant. Whatever sketch she's in, she always shines, no matter how bad it is. She's always the light at the end of a very dark tunnel of a sketch, usually. I just love her so much. She can turn anything into gold.
Yeah.
And she was great when she kept screaming, like, oh my God! Oh God, she was good. She's good.
I loved how it was super random what they were about to, because you thought I was trying to guess what they were about to do, like when he was talking to the manager and was like, oh, you look like you need something. Thought he was gonna give her money or something, and instead it was a weird pin. Yeah, it was so fun. I loved the randomness of it.
Pin. That's the talkie pin. Yeah. Oh, and Kate was so good in that. Yeah, it was weird because even though it had been going on for so long to get to the kid with the marble, I did get a little scared. Oh no, this is where the sketch gets dark. And then I love it. They kind of tricked me into thinking it was still like something bad might happen, but that was a pretty smart sketch.
And I love the set, how they're supposed to be in a bank, but when they pull out, like there's no bank reference whatsoever. It's great.
Yeah, was it a train station?
Yeah, exactly.
That was the other thing. I was oddly entertained by just the set alone. Like, oh, it's so beautiful.
Usually I don't like Good Neighbor sketches because they're really boring or random to me, but this one was awesome.
So last sketch of the night is Women in the Workplace in the 1990s.
Thank you. That is a sketch.
Yeah?
That was a sketch. That's how you do it. Give me a weird wig with crazy lowlights in it. Thank you, Cecily and Kate McKinnon. The two of Kate McKinnon's character of that, and then I can't even do what Cecily Strong was doing. That was I loved it. I was in.
Yeah.
You guys don't seem as passionate.
It took me a while. I'm gonna probably rewatch it just to see, but
maybe I was just so exhausted. Like, come on, just give me something to go on. And then finally there was You know, I'm just a sucker for a great wig and a funny voice.
Yeah, because that's what this episode kind of lacked. Because every sketch was very normal people, and it was nice to have wacky people.
Did anyone do like a recurring wacky character or anything in this episode? I don't feel like
Recurring? Well, we had this is a recurring character.
Which one?
The 1990s video thing.
Oh,
these
they've
two
done
girls,
it
they've done it before.
Oh, maybe
yeah.
that's why it was my first time seeing.
And then how's
these
he
characters.
doing? They've done that one as a recurring.
But there wasn't like like a classic
like Pat or Pat.
Like Pat or
like when you just know
I'm
when you hear the music.
50 years old,
Yeah.
and just like you can relax and like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a funny character.
Yeah, not in this episode.
No.
Yeah.
It felt short.
It was short and yet long at the same time.
Yeah.
Because of Prince's performance, we're used to it broken up.
Like me, I'm short, but long in all the right areas.
Well, let's talk about you then, Tom.
Oh, me. Oh, really? Me?
Now, I loved you on a little TV series called Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't know if anyone's really watched it. I don't know.
I'm still watching it.
Apparently, she's late to the game.
Yeah.
That I approve of.
I'm finishing up the last season.
I don't know where you've been to be so far behind. But
I like to savor things. You know,
Yeah.
take
She's
a
got like a jawbreaker in the back of her cheek there. She's been working on for a year.
Yep.
And you were actually on Buffy the Vampire Slayer first time as a vampire before you became Andrew.
Yes.
What
You did
was-
some research.
Yeah, I did. I creeped on the thing. Harmony's little minion. How was that wearing that makeup and being a vampire? What were some things that you had to do to get into because obviously Andrew's a completely different character.
Well, as a
than being
method
vampire.
actor, I went out and bit people.
Sweet.
Slurped down a lot of blood. No, I did not enjoy. I can't wear contacts. I don't know how people do. Do either of you
I
wear
wear
I'm
contacts?
wearing them right now.
So they have like these yellow color contacts, and I went to the optometrist, and then you do a fitting, an optical fitting, and puts them in, and it was quite difficult. And then he said, there'll be a guy on set that'll do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think I held up filming for 40 minutes every time they had to put them in. Because I was just there crying and like, he's like, open your eyes. Like, your fingers are coming towards my eyes. And so I think we finally had to turn off all the lights so that I couldn't see.
When he was coming at you.
Yeah. And I was just crying, and it was not, so I was a bit of a baby. So that was my memory of doing that character. But thank God I didn't have to continue doing that, and I got to be a human when so there was a rule: if you'd not shown your face and you were a monster or something, you could audition for another character. So.
Oh, okay. So did Josh see you and he's like, "Oh, I loved you as the vampire. You'd be perfect for this character, Andrew." Or were you like, "I want you to make me Andrew"?
No, I think the casting brought me in. There was I think the character was initially somebody who'd been on the show before, and I replaced him, and then they made me his brother. So casting, it was all those casting directors who were amazing that brought me in for that again. I also had auditioned for the karaoke guy, the lizard guy on Angel. So they were open to coming back as other characters. So they kept
That
bringing
would have
me in
been
there.
interesting if you were that character.
Yeah, but Andy did such a great job at that.
I haven't
also.
watched Angel yet. So.
Okay, well, you've got
Yeah.
a whole other.
Yeah, you got a whole life thing. Anyways, but yeah, you're also in Much Ado About Nothing. The
Yes,
number
another
23.
another Joss Whedon
Cabin in the
delight.
Woods.
Cabin in the
Yeah.
Woods. Joss and Drew, which is like people have been watching that this month for the Halloween. And it's in the top 10 horror movies you've never seen.
Woohoo!
I watched it and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Like someone told me like you need to watch. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not like I don't really like scary movies because they scare me.
Oh, I cannot watch scary movies. I just recently started being able to watch scary shows because they're not as scary.
Mm-hmm.
So I really got into The Strain and American Horror Story. But
American Horror Story. Damn. I mean, that's scary for a TV
that's
show.
scary, but there's not the sort of what I think. Like, I don't like torture. Sort of like Saw or Hostel, any of that kind of stuff. Like, I cannot. For an actor who's had to be in a lot of weird, bloody, gross things, I cannot watch it. I get too into the reality of it, and it freaks me out too much. And so even at the first screening of Cabin in the Woods, I was screaming like a small child. It's like, please take me away from it. I cannot watch this. But the great thing about Cabin is that it is both a comedy and a horror. It's like a bunch of weird genres combined.
If no one's seen it, you need to watch it. It's great. But you're also doing Broadway, right? Or you?
I did.
Writing...
I had a little stint on Broadway doing Rock of Ages. But right now I'm doing a musical theater thing here in LA. Oh my cup. I'm doing this unauthorized parody of Scream as a musical. So it's the movie Scream, and we are really making fun of it. And it's with Sarah Hyland from Modern Family. She's been playing Sydney, and she's amazing. I had no idea she could sing. Girl knows what she's doing, and she has got an amazing sense of timing. And I have friends in the cast, amazing performers, a lot of other Broadway people, TV people in it. It's at this place called Rockwell Table and Stage here in Los Angeles. It's a kind of the only cabaret venue, like kind of a classic New York cabaret venue here. And the show just got extended through December, and it's so much fun. You guys should come check it out.
I want to. Yeah.
Where can
I
you
love
buy
Scream.
tickets?
Tickets online. You just use the Google. Type in Rockwell. Type in my name. It'll pop right up.
Did you watch Scream because you're scared of scary movies?
I remember going to see Scream back in the late 90s in Westwood here, and I was terrified by it. But you know, it's so funny that we look at that movie. That was, this movie's gonna turn horror on its head, and it's funny because I feel like that's what Cabin in the Woods did. But we're using some of the actual dialogue from the movie, which is it is laughable in an amazing way. Like there's some line about like, you fingered the wrong man. It's just like, oh my god, it was such potty humor that was snuck into that script. And I think Kevin Williamson was at the first show. I just went into the show this weekend. It's double cast, so we can all go off and do our regular gigs. But it's super fun, and I'm loving it. I also do shows with this group called 30-Minute Musicals, which is another ticking movies thing. I recently played Charlie in the Top Gun musical. Charlie's a lady. She's a very butch lady, so I got to play her. But anyway, so I've been having fun. My little side projects, doing a little. I'm an old-fashioned song and dance man.
Do you want to focus more on singing now, or do you still like to do the acting thing too?
No, I'm not the best. I don't have a beautiful, beautiful voice that you just want to listen to. And I think, a lot of the people in our show have insane voices. This girl, Carly Gibson, not Carly Rae Jepsen, but Broadway performer Carly Gibson. Her voice is crazy, and I don't have that kind of like Mariah riffs.
Like the hand, you don't do the hand movement.
No, sometimes I do just for fun. But when I was learning to sing, it was when Les Miserables was pop. I was a theater nerd in Les Mis and Phantom, so I was singing like this. Not so much in fashion anymore. So anyway, I have fun. Bring it back. But I enjoy being comic relief in anything I do. So that's the good news. Is my voice is not the most beautiful, but I'm doing some funny stuff.
Do you have any projects I know you're doing the Scream thing, but are you writing any plays? Because
no, I'm finishing up a documentary that's been 3 years in the making about me. That's right. That's how I roll. Vanity projects all around. I took my one-man comedy show to the Fringe Festival in Scotland, and just finishing that up. We're getting so close. So I've just been kind of focusing on that because it is very difficult to watch yourself for hours and hours at a time in the editing bay. So it's why it's been taking a while. But working on that, and I'm attached to go do a movie, another horror movie in Germany later this year or something. So we'll see about that.
Cool.
Nice.
And that's like a serious, I'm not the funny guy in that one. So what? I gotta go take a class or something.
A legit horror movie, not legit. I mean, they're all legit.
Yeah,
you're gonna be scared. There's no
scary
comedy relief in it.
No, it's just scary.
Right.
Do you kill people?
I'm gonna grab my
I don't know.
bear.
Can't tell you, or I'd have to kill you.
What? Well, Tom, where can the people find you if they want to know more about you and they want to know where they can get tickets? If they just want to talk to you.
You can follow my shenanigans on Twitter, Tom Lenk.
Awesome. And Kelly, where can they find you?
You can find me at Twitter at HollyWeirdo.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tom, once again, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
And guys, we will not be back until November 15th when Woody Harrelson will be hosting SNL. And yeah, in the meantime, if you guys want to tweet and yell at me or do whatever you want to do, that's cool. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at HeyRoya. That's HeyRoya. But until November 15th, Danny, Keaton, and Kelly and I will be back. And Tom, come back anytime, all right?
Thanks for having me. It was so fun.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.